everyone, welcome to our in-depth review of the Valk 3 Elite M. This late 2019 flagship by Chi-E is the third installment in the famous Valk 3x3 line. Let's begin with an introduction from Mats himself.
Hey everyone, it's Mats Valk, here to talk about the development of our latest release, the Valk 3 Elite. The Valk 3 Elite was largely inspired by what the Cuban community wanted after we released the Valk 3 Power. A big priority was to bring down the cube's weight, which was one thing Cubers found very important. The prototype I first received roughly a year ago was very interesting. The cube felt very hollow because it had some gaps on the surfaces on the pieces and also had some problems with corner cutting and stability, but it wasn't a bad cube at all. We gradually improved upon its design and a few months later we got to the final version. Smooth, stable and very light. The final design has a cool texture. The dotted track surface design on the corners give it a smoother feel. We also introduced a few modern adjustment features like the spring design and the unique interchangeable magnets. Personally, I am most proud that the Valk 3 Elite is a very solid cube and an absolute pleasure to turn. And I hope that you can get a chance to enjoy it as well. Cheers!
Historically, the Valk 3x3s have always been high achievers. Magnetic versions of the original Valk produced by Cubicle Labs set the 474 and 469 world record 3x3 singles. The Valk Power M was used by Mats himself to win the 2018 European Championships. Recently, Jean Villanueva used the Valk Power M to finish second place at the 2019 World Championships. With this history behind it, it's no secret Cubers have very high expectations for the Valk Elite. The Valk Elite measures 55.5mm across and weighs in at only 76 grams, nearly 20 grams lighter than the Valk Power. Mats wasn't kidding when he said he focused on the weight. The internals are a milky primary plastic with dotted bumps around the corners, a very intricate design. You'll notice a ring of magnets around the center cap if you pry it open. These attract to magnets inside the edge pieces for a unique center edge magnetization. Let's explain this a little more. The base body of the Elite is magnetized the traditional way, with corner edge magnets. The cube comes with 3 sets of center caps, 2 with magnets installed and 1 without. The 2 sets of centers with magnets are distinguished by strength. Red is strong and clear is medium. Having these extra magnets gives you 96 magnets in total and creates a very uniform magnetic feel across every turn. Chi-E calls this the twin magnetic positioning system. Very catchy. In case you're not into that, the center caps with the green rings don't have any magnets at all, so you can use the Elite with the traditional corner edge magnet arrangement. Now, after you're done looking at the cool magnets, you'll also notice a small plastic structure around the screw. This design has been used in a few other cubes in the past. This is essentially a spring encased in plastic that you can interchange with other springs with different elasticity. Keeping consistent with this color scheme, the red springs are the firmest, clear is in the middle, and green is the softest. All in all, the Valk Elite seems to be designed to be more readily likable by the general cubing public. Its lower weight and introduction of interchangeable features signals this intent to be more universally appealing. Turning on this cube is very enjoyable. When you turn slowly, there's a very uniform, cohesive feel that's a mix between buttery and crunchy. When you go faster, the pieces glide over each other very smoothly. There's a nice crunch to the turn when you alternate between layers. Full disclosure, M slices are a little different if you use the twin magnetic system. However, if you do your M slices with good technique and confidence like this dude, it's not really a problem. In other words, it's different but definitely not in a bad way. Of course, the basics like corner cutting are covered well on this cube. Cutting and flexibility and stability are all there. At the end of the day, the Valk Elite is a cube with a very unique character and design. Several high-profile cubers have already started using this cube with great success. We think this trend will continue as more people get a chance to try this cube. While we can't precisely tell the future, we can definitely look into the past, which shows a set of 3 Valk 3x3s, each with their own unique characteristics. The 2 older Valk models, released in 2016 and 2017, have aged brilliantly and are still being used today, testaments to their strong designs and quality. Now that we're at the end of our exploration, let's take a look at some solves and opinions from our team.
Hey guys, this is Ro. The Valk 3 Elite is a fast, stable cube with a very unique feel. It has smooth, crunchy turning, very similar to the original Valk 3, but has the great stability and control of the Valk Power M. It's almost like a perfect balance between the two, in my opinion. Out of the box, the Valk 3 Elite felt really nice even before setup. It came equipped with the medium settings, with the clear magnetic caps and clear springs. I was surprised with how light the puzzle felt, considering it has twice as many magnets as most traditional 3x3s. My only complaint out of the box was about my difficulty performing slice moves. However, swapping out the clear springs for the lighter green ones helped with this problem tremendously. We experimented with some premium setups for the Valk 3 Elite in the Pro Shop, and so far I'd have to say my favorite is the Angstrom setup. It makes the cube very controllable without taking away any speed, and I can tell it will be a favorite once we release the premium versions for this product. I doubt I will end up maining the Valk 3 Elite, but I still admire and appreciate the time and effort that Chi put into this puzzle, as well as the great innovations that came with it. I consider the Valk 3 Elite to be a great new release, and I think it will become a big favorite for cubers in 2020.
Hey, it's Jules. A big question I've been asking myself is whether or not the Valk Elite meets the expectations that the original Valk 3 has set. After some time with this cube, I still find myself asking this question, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. It feels like its own cube rather than just a hardware refresh with only minor changes. It screams customizability with all the accessories that come with the cube and basically has its own identity under the Valk line. A heavy magnetic field would benefit my turning, and the Elite does that easily with the addition of swappable center magnets. Even with 96 magnets in the cube, the Elite isn't crazy heavy and it's pretty fun to turn. I did find myself struggling with the slice moves on the cube at first, but slowly got more used to the puzzle with every solve. There's a fair amount of customization with both magnets and springs, which is becoming a new standard for flagship puzzles. But if you were to ask me if the cube is for everyone, I would probably say no unless you take the time and effort into making it your own. The cube is pretty receptive to loops, giving you another avenue for customization. So if you're willing to take the time and explore all the combinations of springs, magnets, and lubes, you'll eventually find a customization that works well with you.
Hey, this is Phil. It took me some time to get used to the cube's 96 magnet positioning system. On day 1, my turning felt kinda clumsy and disoriented, but after a few more hours of cubing, I successfully acclimated and began to get excellent times. I set a PB average of 5 on the cube, 748, which is a really good jump for me. My end slices are not perfect on this cube, and I do experience some continuity issues with them, but I'm willing to let this slide because the rest of the cube is so good. I use the green springs with clear center magnets, which is the setup I imagine most lighter turners would prefer. Anything firmer than what I have results in bad times for me. It's kind of funny because as I was adjusting my own cube, I thought to myself, will anyone actually like red magnets and springs? These seem super strong. I then asked Mats about his preferences the next day, and lo and behold, he uses red for both springs and magnets. I myself am very committed to the clear magnets plus green springs, and I know Mats is super into red and red. I think it's great that Chi made features that can capture so many different preferences. Last, I've been doing some English proofreading and translation for the Valk products ever since the first release in 2016. As a result, I get a lot of exposure to Chi advertising, and when I see the statement, the strongest will remain the strongest, and I get good times on the cube and I see its predecessors still succeeding in recent competition, I have no choice but to believe it.